welcome to the Nexus Report. My name is Tony Ray, and I'm your community manager for WildStar. And sitting next to me is Craig the Cougar Turner.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Director of Operations. Craig, you are a busy guy, so let's not waste any time. The Nexus Report, this is the first one that we've done since we kind of changed
The new
format.
with the whole world planet behind us.
Exactly. Look at us. We are floating in space right now, people. It's amazing.
I don't know
we
how
are
to do
cosmonauts.
that sort of weatherman thing. There's a planet here.
We have a slow storm coming in. No, actually, the slow storm isn't that much of a storm, right?
No, we're okay. So to go straight into the live op state, we did the drop last night, and hey, I'm on the Nexus Report. That's how this rolls.
That's right.
We like that though. Just a couple things today. So the overall, I think that we probably are in the B area if I were to give us a grade on a scorecard. We've got a couple of high-level service issues that once we can get over, and we'll get over those today, I think we'll be okay. Some stuff that we knew that wasn't maybe the best, or some things coming up. So let me just go right into that. We've got Entity right now is, well, earlier this morning was affected by some realm-wide crashes. So everybody on the realm was getting crashed out on Entity. We fixed that already, or at least we've locked out the offending character. So there was one character, we don't think it was malicious. They just had corrupted data again. We were supposed to have fixed the underlying problem there. But it may just be a new problem that guy was busting it. So he was trying to log on about 7 o'clock Pacific time, he or she, and we got that person logged out, and we haven't seen a user crash since we've locked them out. We'll get that actually fixed later today. The other problem that we have is the housing worlds are a little crash happy right now. It looks like there might be a mem stomp that's just crashing lots of random things into the housing areas. So if you find yourself being a little frustrated with your disconnects and you're enjoying the housing, give us a couple hours to get on top of that. We'll actually do a true hotfix. So we have hotfixes that we try to do at downtime in the middle of the night. We'll actually do a true hotfix for the world server, where we'll deploy the world server out to the servers. And then the way our technology works is the world's running, let's say .2, and then it crashes, and when it spins back up, if we've got a new fix in there, say .3, it'll crash and spin up on the .3, and the fix will just take automatically. So when we do one of these true hot fixes on the server side, we'll have that fix, we'll put it out there, it'll crash one more time per zone, so there'll be a couple of housing zones up, and then after that point, it'll just have that one more crash. So we've got a nice fix for that coming. I don't know when that's going to hit, but we won't have to do any downtime for that.
Oh, really?
I like no downtime. That's
no downtime is the best
true
time.
Hot fixes. Like when you actually do a hot swap, you do it while you're running. So this will be a true hot fix. We've got another issue right now, which is a little on the unfortunate side, and it's the one that I've got a lot of my focus pointed to, is new players that are coming back. Thank you for coming back. We'd love to have you come back. But they're having some problems reactivating either via cred or traditional subscriptions. So CS should be able to take care of you, put in a ticket. Otherwise, we're working really hard. I had my phone out, and I was working as we were prepping, trying to make sure what the latest and greatest was that on. But we will get that resolved. We definitely want people to come back to the game. I know you guys want people to come back to the game, and having any sort of a block on that's kind of a little bit of an egg.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to have a block on.
So that's sort
of all the things.
Of all the things, right? We want you to come back. We like you playing. So those are sort of our top level, immediate sort of triage stuff. We've got a couple other ones. High visibility issue. The gadget icon is missing in your action bar. So when you've got that slot over there and you've got your gadget, it looks like it's not there. You can still use your hotkey and the ability will fire. You can actually pull it out and put it out onto a hotbar that isn't the LAS, and it'll show up. There's a couple other workarounds that some users are posting, so go take a look at some of the workarounds. I'm not sure how fast we'll fix that one because it still is functional. It's just causing a lot of confusion. I was sitting out on Entity and out on Jabbit this morning, and one of the things people were talking about the most is, oh my gosh, my gadget's not missing. It's not missing. It's there. It can fire it. We'll get on that. Yeah, it can't be seen unless you put it in another hotbar. So you can put it out on the side hotbar and you'll see it, so you can get your timers and whatnot. Okay. So there's some workarounds there. Some of the other lesser things but I still wanted to point out, apparently if you change your limited action set while you're mounted, it's causing an FPS drop. I don't know what the underlying cause of that is just yet, but if you see that happen to yourself, that's what it is. Just wait to do your LAS change until you're not mounted. Seeds being lost when they're planted. Early triage on this one, but it's sounding a lot like if you planted seeds last night and then you go and you're like, why do I not have any plants this morning? Something with the drop. We made some fundamental back-end changes to how gardens are controlled. It was a one-time event only, and so if you did lose your seeds, you lost your seeds. Feel free to contact CS, and we'll get you, a reimbursement on that. But it shouldn't happen in the future because it was that one-time drop event. We gave new code, we changed the back end. It had no knowledge of the seeds that were beforehand. So we're still watching out for any reports that that's not the case, but that's what we're currently triaging right now. Is okay. There's nothing for us to do other than, sorry, CS folks, we're gonna get you a little bit of work there. There is a Lua error that's popping up when you socket or socketing a rune slot that has been re-rolled or added via a runic module. Just click through the error. We'll see about getting that fixed the next time that we have to get a client fix. We're not going to create a new hotfix in and of itself for that issue, but the next hotfix that goes and we've got that fixed, we'll catch that train. The last issue that I want to call out, aside from the known issues forum thread that you created, which is cool. The last issue I want to call about is we've got reports that imbuement items are suddenly bind on pickup in the guild bank. From the reports that I've been getting, that's intended. So this is a working as intended design change that may or may not have been a patch note correctly. I didn't actually look at the patch notes myself, but essentially the thinking is that there's a smart drop system coming in that you will no longer get imbuement drops that aren't for your class. So we've already contacted some of the internal devs. They're going to make a post on the forum to better explain it beyond, me just triaging the issue. But from right now, it's working as intended. The items will go bind on pickup as soon as you do it. So if you've got a bunch of guild bank stuff, make sure the right people are pulling them out, and that future drops, you won't have to crowdsource that anymore. I think that's the very, very fast version of the sort of things that have trickled up. We have a lot more issues. Like I said, the known issues post have some things that I haven't covered. There's lots of things coming in. As mentioned, a couple people, one of the jobs that we have to do in these sort of hot reads is we got to triage and what's going to bubble up to the top, and then we quash those, and what's the next thing that quashes up, and information comes fast and furious from Twitter, from the forums, from Facebook, wherever the information comes, QA, CS, we have to be able to manage that information as it comes in. We'll get new things, so if anything that I'm wrong at right now because new information later, it's not malicious, it's not, it's just we didn't have all the information. So hopefully this gives you that, and I'll let you get going to the other cool stuff that is not me.
Right. Well, and real quick, we will be updating that thread on the forums. It's in the bug report forums. It's pinned right at the top so everyone can find it. The mystery of the Genesis Prime known issues, and so we'll be updating that. There's in an effort to be transparent, there's a lot of bugs in there. How many of them are actually like really critical?
Like I said, I'm tracking the three majors right now, which is the user server crash, the realm-wide crash, the world crash in housing, and then the subscription re-up issue. Right? Those are critical. Those are big stuff. Right? They're global. We'll get them fixed today. No problem. And then the other one that's sort of borderline is the gadget item, just because it has so much visibility. You log into the game, man, my gadget's missing. That's sort of a bad UX that I think we under prioritized coming into this. It's like we knew about it. That was a bug that we knew, and we're like, oh yeah, it's only one gadget, or it's a few gadgets, or it's not a big deal because it's still usable. The absence of it on the hotbar is a jarring thing that I sat on Jabbit, I sat on Entity, and there's that sort of, it's disconcerting when what you normally see aren't there. And so we'll look at getting that fixed. I don't know if that's going to be a today issue, but aside from that, there's just sort of odds and ends or things that haven't necessarily boiled up to be critical. We've got a lot of little things, or maybe not a lot, but we've got a handful of little things. But critical-wise, three big ones. One's already fixed, one's quick to be fixed, and then the subscription stuff will absolutely get fixed.
Awesome.
We got lots of smart people on that one.
Awesome. Well, I think we always strive for that A grade on a patch. B ain't
for
so
now,
bad.
B for now.
B
it's
for
a big patch. We definitely do want to get that A, and so I'm hoping that by tomorrow, with these big 3 service issues out of the way, that maybe we can get a little bit of B+ action. But we'll see.
Ooh, some B+ action. Speaking of some B+ action, we've got Chad Moore coming up next, and
great segue.
that was a great segue, right?
Segue. I like
first, we're going to be showing you the mystery of the Genesis Prime trailer. Chad Moore is going to be here talking about some lore, so bring your questions, submit them into our Twitch chat right now. If you have any questions for Chad about the lore content that's or the new world story that's part of this big drop that happened last night, he'll be on in just a minute. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you're a busy guy, so
Could you
appreciate
make
it.
your outros a little shorter?
My outro's a little shorter? How dare you?
Cut.
No, no, I will do what I want. We'll be right back.
The Elden said I was their greatest creation, but I wasn't strong enough to save them.
I have begun to observe what I can only describe as unusual behaviors in Drusera.
The time has come. All preparations have been made for the destruction of the entity.
Subject has been sedated. Prepare for termination protocols. Initiating primal disintegrator in 3, 2, 1. What?
I'm so sorry. I couldn't tell you. I was afraid.
And we are back with creative director Chad Moore. I didn't mean to say that you're B plus call. You were very offended.
I mean, do you know what I mean? Like the guy says B plus. I am like vulnerable, unattacked here, and you just come at me, bro.
I know. We had a moment while it was off camera where I had to console him. He was very hurt. I just knocked the tissue box off the desk just so people weren't, just so you weren't embarrassed. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So we patched last night the mystery of the Genesis Prime.
Yeah.
Very fantastic. You are the Lord God. You are the creator, the holder,
Lord God,
the holder of the Lord
right.
Kingdom, the
like
Lordom.
Okay.
What is there in this patch to be excited about?
Oh my goodness,
so much.
All right. Yeah. I mean, so for anyone that's been playing, this latest drop has tons of great new content. A lot of it just steeped, literally, Tony, steeped in lore. So first and foremost, we have the Defile, which is a new zone, which has got some solo content, some group content, some really cool path content. But it ends at this massive monolithic piece of exonite called the Lightspire. Yes. And once players get there, there's a couple different ways you can get there. One way is through this 20-man public event called the Siege of the Lightspire. If you don't want to do that event, there's actually a solo option or group and solo option called the Defense of the Lightspire. And either one of those ways will get you to sort of the final confrontation where you get the big reveal about Drusera and the entity and the Elden and everything that has been happening on Planet Nexus. That is kind of the culmination of that story. And then from there, once you see the big problem, in the universe, the next piece of content that is available to you is called Journey into Omnicore 1, which is, now that you know the big threat, this is actually how you will solve that problem, right? So it's a solo instance, really cool cinematics, full VO, and your quest when you get in there is you need to fix the Caretaker, which is this psychopathic Elden AI.
A little bipolar.
He's kind of crazy. We saw him a little earlier in the video.
Yeah. Freaks me out a little bit.
Anyway,
reminds me of my mother.
Your job in Omnicore 1 is to fix the Caretaker. And so depending on your faction, you'll be escorted by one of the two sort of faction heroes. If you're an exile, it's Bell Walker. If you're the Dominion, it's Axis Phaedra. Right. Each one of those two characters kind of has their own things going on, and it's just a really cool and immersive piece of content. And, really unlike anything that we've released up to this point in WildStar, and I think players are going to get pretty pumped up about it.
There's a lot of people in chat are saying that they're excited that there's a solo story.
Yeah.
So that because they thought they'd have to raid to get the reveal.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That's kind of why we made it, right? I mean, a lot of MMOs in the past have saved those big story reveals, for raid content. Because raids are sort of epic in scale, and
Right.
so oftentimes you'll see those big story reveals there. Not everyone's a raider, and we figured that generally people who are story focused may not always be exactly the same people who are getting together with their groups and trying to kill these big bosses. So it's not that we don't have story in our raids, but the juiciest parts of the story, I think, are in the world story instances.
Okay, fantastic. So for you personally, what are you most excited to see players get to and kind of experience in this new drop?
I mean, probably Journey into Omnicore 1 is the thing that I'm most excited to see how people enjoy, and sort of the overall experience. It's got some, obviously, like I said before, some very cool story moments, but it really just has some unique mechanics. During your adventure in Omnicore 1, you can choose to go either, one way or the other in a number of different places. So there's branching content, completely unique bosses and boss mechanics, and it ends with a really big boss fight where you are, fixing the caretaker by destroying this other half of his personality called Avitus. And Avitus is actually the boss of the Datascape, which is our raid right now that lots of our guilds are playing.
Right.
So those two stories, the story of the Datascape and the story of Omnicore 1, both of those kind of happen in parallel. So as you're going through Omnicore 1, you and your faction hero are kind of checking in with the Datascape team that represents really the raiders that are out there and trying to destroy Avitus. So it's from a story standpoint, it's very cool, and obviously from a gameplay standpoint, it's pretty compelling.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is all available right now.
Yeah.
So it's dropped. It's in game. So jump in and join up and kind of experience all of this awesome lore. I do enjoy lore.
You do?
Yeah. I feel like you get a bad rep for some reason. A lot of people like to talk crap about you. I mean, not in a friendly way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In a friendly way.
Right.
Not like, God, that Chad Moore. Man.
Here's the thing, the thing about it is, I think a lot of people give lore a bad rap, but I think there's just a lot of closet lore hounds out there, right? Like Mike Donatelli, who you're going to talk to in a little while, you should ask him about whether or not he collects lore.
I will ask him. I will ask him.
Remember, and he's also one of those guys that's always kind of bagging on it too.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I feel like there's more people bagging on it. I think it's maybe the cool thing to do.
You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about being cool. All right. I'm definitely not worried about being cool, which is why I say I love lore. I asked for questions for Chad Moore, and there's some that I just can't answer because they're trolly in content. But a lot of people are asking about your shirt. I don't know why.
Oh,
They're very
really?
concerned about your shirt.
What are they?
I don't want to waste any time with it, but
Are
I
they
just wanted you to
concerned
know.
about it, or are they?
I don't
or
think
are they
anyone likes your
impressed?
shirt.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think that's a fair
Well, you told
assumption.
me I couldn't wear a T-shirt today.
Oh, I said you definitely can't wear a green shirt because we're in front of a green screen. And you have
We are
planets
not in
coming
front of a
across.
green screen. We are in front of some floating planets back here, Tony. Okay.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
skip the questions.
Well, there's no questions. There's no Everyone is just asking about your shirt. I don't want to waste time with it.
All right.
Even though right now we are definitely wasting time on that.
Yeah.
But we're skipping that. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Once again, this is all available. If you want any more information, we have a ton of pages on the website going over all the new content, a lot of lore-specific things, especially if you're interested. Go to wildstar-online.com.
Oh, yeah. That's actually one thing that we just have been releasing over the past 4 weeks is what we call Lore-mageddon, right?
Yeah.
And so for the past 4 weeks, we have released extensive lore on all of our playable races. And a lot of those, a lot of the information in those pages actually came from questions that the community gave to us. So if you haven't looked at those race pages through Lore-mageddon, I'd recommend open up your browser. Google for Lormageddon, and you'll see all these cool race pages. And we're actually going to be answering some more random questions next week that weren't directly related to the races. And this is kind of an ongoing initiative. So, over time, we'll continue to ask the community questions.
Yeah.
What do they want to know about the WildStar universe? And we'll just answer those things as they come in.
And what a great name, Lormageddon. Real quick, I do have a couple questions that just came in.
But that weren't about my shirt.
That were not about your shirt, thankfully. So we're going to ask those. This is from CFX Media. Nope, sorry. I read the wrong name. Mexera. Are there any plans to expand WildStar past Nexus?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you give me the details?
Well,
sorry, I got so close to you. But can you give me any details?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the reality, right? There are some revelations, right, that come with this new content. Where players will begin to understand what the true nature of what the Elden were doing on Nexus, and once players understand those revelations, it's going to open up some different some pathways to probably some other planets in the WildStar universe.
Oh,
maybe some home worlds from the player races.
So what we're doing now in this last drop will kind of help us get to that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's why you got to get in. That's why you got to play. That's why this drop is important. Tying it all together, huh?
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, Chad, thank you so much for taking your time to come out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. I know, especially today, we were all very busy.
Yeah.
And I know the community appreciates it.
Hey, and next time I won't wear this shirt.
I'm no for myself and everyone watching. We would all appreciate that.
Okay.
We'll be right back with Mike Donatelli talking about some content and giving you an update on some bugs and important threads to look for at the forums right now. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Just for you, this is the World Story trailer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tony.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We're taking great risk with this operation. But restoration of the caretaker will be worth the cost.
Maybe it's time for Plan B.
To a reproduction handbook? No. That's better.
What am I looking at? Who am I looking at?
First of all,
Woo!
threw yourself in that chair right now.
We got a lot of stuff going on. We just put out this drop, and
Oh God, is it better? Now everyone
I
can
had
hear me?
my mic on.
I'm sorry. Here I am talking crap, and my mic was completely up. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Oh my God! What?
Well, I'm just glad to see that we've kept it classy.
We got Nerf darts. I'm cursing. I had my microphone up. You know what? I deserve that Nerf dart. I apologize. So yeah, you're looking right there in that middle camera. Okay.
Hello.
You just scoot in as much as you can here, and we got to be close. Yeah, just.
Hey, out there.
This one's for all the ladies.
Hey.
They're so disappointed.
Ooh, yeah, so disappointed.
Yeah. Okay. So we have got questions still up. I'm working on getting the Google Doc up and working right now. While I'm doing this real quick, can you kind of tell us what are some of the highlight features of content that are that came out this morning?
I can tell you because I wrote them down.
Oh, look at you! Look at you! I'm gonna get this up.
Since Chad, or Pappy, as some people like to refer to him. Pappy with the snappy shirt, by the way. I did like the shirt.
I like the shirt.
I don't see a problem.
But I
with
had
it.
to go with what the stream was saying.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I jumped ship real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of go where the wind blows, but no, I like Pappy's shirt. I mean, you know, I've gotten a couple shirts at Goodwill, and you know, Pappy's is definitely a good one. So anyway, so we had a lot of, you know, but he's talking about all the content, right? So I'm gonna let him.
Yeah.
He talked about all the content and the lore and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, some of the technical systems, some of the systems that I think players are really going to enjoy. We have the rune crafting update, which lets you re-roll runes. It adds, it's more of a chase. I like it. The music remodel, which is awesome. You can now change up the music on your housing plot, which has always kind of bugged me because you can change up literally every other plot. We've increased the housing cap on housing items to 2,000, which is gigantic. Now, you know, you can have over 2,000 items, which is really going to help me build that giant castle I'm building.
Yeah.
Out of used exile engines. We've added rental mounts to the lower level areas.
That I'm very excited about. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
It's very exciting for
Rental
me.
mounts is cool because
Helps
at
me
a low
out.
level you can hop on a rental mount, ride around all day long. You know, you can get to the content quicker. You know, and the mounts are cool. You know, you can get motorcycles and dinosaurs and all kinds of cool stuff. So, and that's like as soon as you get in level 6. So that's I think very. It's going to be good for people who want to roll alts. I think that's a really strong system. And then we did some stuff with teleporting so you can get around faster, and we've also done some AP normalization, which just pretty much boils down to some of the classes scaled better with AP. So we've adjusted ratios and adjusted armor and items and itemization, and so I think players will really see a difference when they get in the game.
That's fantastic.
And that's everything I wrote down. And I've done in like a minute and a half. So
wow.
And I'm leaving.
Nope. Hold on one second. Hey, Sarah, real quick, updated that folder in your public. If you want to just click on that and use that instead. Sorry, trying to get your questions right now. Having a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Getting those questions. So if you have questions, please still submit them in the chat. We are getting them copied over into a working document because right now it wasn't working.
Well, I can talk a little bit about what I'm most excited to see.
That's literally what I was about to ask you.
It's like I'm a mind reader.
It's like we have a script.
Yeah, weird. So, what I'm most excited to see is the kind of the stuff I talked about the last time. Is I think the last time I saw it, it was between 114 and 117 pages of bugs that we fixed.
Yes.
Again, if you're logging in today, you're seeing a few stragglers, right? But we knocked out the large majority of them. You know, and literally the second I'm done here, I'm going to walk out of this room, go back, and start leveling my alt. So
fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to definitely hop in game as well today. Real quick, so everyone wanted us to address the server crashes. We are aware that these are happening. Yeah. They are up on, I believe, they should be on our known bugs, our known issues.
We have like a top 3 that we're working on right now, and Craig Turner, who's kind of the, you know, the Lord and Savior of that kind of stuff. He's working on it.
Right.
It's his top priority, so we should have some.
Yeah, he'll be doing that all day. Yeah. So on the forums in bug reports, it's the top pin post. We have our known bug, our known issues for this drop, and so we are updating that all day. The server crashes should be in there. I believe I put it in there. So if not, I will update that with that. But yeah, we are definitely aware of the server crashes happening. Let me see if there are any questions here for you. Are you, let's see. What is going on past the blocked gates of Ilium? I believe that might have been for Chad, because that seems a little lore specific. Will you be giving us any tools to help recruit new players and encourage lapsed players to try post-drop, such as updated free trial?
Yes and yes.
That is from Vic Van Meter, and
yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail about the updated free trial, but again, we wanted to, you know, we sent out a bunch of, friend invites a little while ago to all the beta players, so we're slowly moving through, and you'll be seeing an updated free trial soon. And then what was the other one again? Oh, guild recruitment tool.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
We absolutely are working on something right now to help people get more guildies, easy, find them easier,
Right.
include them. We have a plan. We have a design that's being worked on.
We don't want to make it hard, right?
No.
Yeah, that's never the design. Like,
No,
we're really
it was
going to get 'em.
Yeah, well, like I say, let's say we made some things unintentionally hard, and we are in the process of correcting those things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like that. Let's see. Here's a question from Discant. Endgame is currently raid or just do dungeons and dailies. Is there any info on additional content for Endgame non-raiders?
You're going to see some content. It's some of the stuff that Chad was talking about earlier. You're going to see some of those content they do include dailies, of course, but we've adjusted the way dailies are going to work. You have more variety. We've also added more public events, and there are things coming out in the next. Well, I don't know if it's the next drop, but maybe the drop after that are. I can't give it away, but larger systems that incorporate housing and guilds, and in a way that I think people are going to go nuts for. As a matter of fact, it's probably like the most important thing I think we're doing, but that's like 2 drops out. So, whereas I will tell things that I'm not supposed to, like the fact that this might not be the last time you've seen the Elden.
Oh,
so.
You're being very sneaky right now.
Just saying.
Every time I have you on the stream, I never know what you're going to say. I never know what you're going to kind of sneak in there.
Well, Chad talked a little bit about the other planets and stuff, so I felt like I would be remiss in not just going a little bit further and saying some other things. But then again,
oh man, you had to get one in too. There you go. You had a finger point and a wink, people. You should be happy. This is from Basil. I'm sorry, Baz. I screw that up every time he submits a question. I feel really bad about it.
Spectator mode?
Yes. So spectator mode. The PvP community is starting to organize tournaments, and this would help us a ton. So basically, they want something that'll make it easier for them to live stream it.
What?
Oh.
Sorry, I just read a question that I like I'm just going to jot it down so I don't forget.
Oh, no, that's. I mean, well, it's going to stay up there.
Yeah, but you're not going to send it to me.
Oh, I mean, I can. I could totally do that. But you're right.
Thank you.
No, let's just write it.
Thank you. Never mind.
You're welcome.
I just needed that. Thank you. Please continue.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. This is what happens when we do live shows.
It's live.
It is very live, and you have Mike Donatelli. So why not send him
spectator
notes?
mode? If it's not already done, we've designed it and we've talked about it. Again, let me get back to you on that one. Moon, 0G moon environments, yes, and even some. I don't think I'd be wrong to say underwater environments.
Okay, hold on.
I mean,
slow down, Mike.
It's true.
Just pull it back a little bit, Mike. Okay, this is from.
Things of that nature.
Oh my God. Eben Leafser, Mike, 0G moon environments like Farside. More of them? Talk to me.
Yes.
So that was a question.
More of them,
yes.
but also some underwater stuff, some submarines. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things coming that will have a different. Might not be 0G, but will definitely be a different style of environment.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Sneak in all kinds of stuff in here. This is from Shadowblades. Shadowblades. So nice to hear that name again.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to create community contests or perhaps in-game competitions that don't involve combat? Best Christmas house contests, etc. Winner gets cred. Let me answer this for you, Shadowblades. There is something being worked on right now that is in this vein and could be very incredible. It's in the early stages. We are really trying to flush it out so that way all of the details can be worked out. But we are working on something absolutely that is not combat based, that is a competition, and that could be awesome.
No, and to be quite honest with you, both of our Christmas and Halloween event type things were that. Mm-hmm. So it's unfortunate that we've had to, kind of move past those things.
Shift it
but
around
we still those things still exist. We're still going to do them. But yes, we do have the idea of trying to appeal to people, so it's not just all about killing each other.
Right. Okay, so with that, I just wanted to quickly thank you so much for coming on. We definitely went longer than I thought we were going to.
And yes, we will be making changes to PvP. 2-hour wait times are too long.
Yes. There you go. I don't know who that was from, but we just got the question.
It's not important. The answer is important.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're not important. You are an absolutely lovely human being. if you are a human being.
Oh man, Mike, it's okay.
All right.
It's okay. You try. So I wanted to give you a couple quick updates on some very important threads while you're still here. We have the known issues thread that we have talked about several times already. It's in the bug reports forum. We're going to be updating that as the week goes on. If anything comes up and if anything is solved, we'll be updating that as well and letting you all know. The Safari Turbinator MK9000. This is the hat that you get with this drop.
Yep.
This post was made in the news announcements. I have a thread there. We had to delay it because we wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to break. We didn't have enough time to test it to make sure it wasn't going to break anything in the current patch.
It works in everybody's head. It's just there's some stuff they want to take a look at before
Right,
we put it out
right.
there. It's
So
just,
it should be available to everyone in the next hot fix.
you're getting it free of charge. It's just
Yeah,
we gotta make sure it's
everyone's
right.
getting it, but we did have to hold it a little bit. So it should be in the next hot fix.
Absolutely.
And again, that thread is in news and announcements, and I will be updating that if I have any new information come there. Also, this is a very important thread: the mystery of the Genesis Prime thread, feedback thread. That is super important. It's in general discussion. Mark started that this morning as soon as the patch went live. Give us all of your feedback on this entire drop. It could be about anything of the drop. Send it there. We like to do this. We like to create a feedback thread so that way all of the feedback can be found in one place. So that way, dev, all of us can kind of go to one spot and filter through things rather than having a bunch of threads pop up everywhere. It's just nicer to have everything in one place. Feel free to give us, constructive criticism. We're not looking for everyone to be happy in this thread. We're not afraid to read some criticism. Just make sure to not make it, negative or trolly or use offensive language. You could tell us you don't like something without being a troll about it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
You're inviting doom with that statement.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
This is the internet, pal.
I'm just trying to be real with people. I don't want,
Right.
I don't want to have to moderate the heck out of it.
Are you sure you don't want to tell someone to meme you? That's apparently really hot right now.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's we can talk about that forever. Also, very important patch note summary. This is under game updates. We wanted to make basically a highlighted TLDR version of the patch notes because they are so massive.
There's a lot, and I think a lot of the stuff, some of the important stuff, kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do like kind of hot button issues.
There's a lot of patch notes, and so we tried to give you like a highlight reel of those patch notes. Once again, that is a patch note summary for the Mystery of the Genesis Prime, and that is in game updates. So please go there and check out all of those threads because they're all very important. We'll be updating them all throughout the week. Any final words, Mike?
Get out there and play, and we're trying any of the issues that we have outstanding. We're knocking them out. We should have them done. I'm being told within a day, so that's the plan. Get the stuff knocked out fast. You guys can get and enjoy all that the month's worth of work that we put together to get this thing out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching the Nexus Report. We will be back next week with our regular programming, 0 to 50. That is where I take a character and I'm leveling it from 0, character creation, all the way to 50, and I'm doing pretty damn well.
What level are you?
I'm a level 9.
Level 9.
Slowly but surely, making my way up the chain.
How is literally this thing not filled with mocking you right now?
It always is. I've just stopped it. I literally have closed the chat down.
Fair enough.
Because they're mocking me. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, as soon as we have a bunch of big updates and a lot of content, we'll be doing another Nexus Report. This is the show where we just bring you a bunch of updates, and this was that.
Yeah.
You ready to go in there and play?
I'm actually ready to play.
I'm absolutely ready to play. Thank you again for watching. We'll be back next week, Tuesdays, 11 a.m. for 0 to 50. Adios.